Hey everybody, Donnie B, Learn Pro Recording. Welcome in. Glad you're here. It is Sunday, it is podcast day, and it is Football Sunday 2021. The first full football Sunday of the year, and I, for one, am excited about some games this afternoon. Anyway, let's get to it. First of all, let me thank the new members for signing up. I want to give you all some props. Thank you. A little golf clap for everybody. So I'm excited, man. Y'all gonna find some good stuff up in here. Make sure you head over to, when you get to the community, make sure you head on over to the Introduce Yourself tab and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from, what you do. Tell us your name and all that kind of cool stuff. So that way we can start to interact, man. We can share some stuff, ask questions, answer questions, comments, whatever, man. Let's just be part of the family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited y'all are here. We're going to have a good time. I got some cool stuff coming up this week. I can talk to you a little bit more about that on blog day, which is Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I'll talk to you a little bit more about what's coming up in the later part of the week. The first part of the week's not so much. We got to do some Monday. We got to do a little bit of maintenance around here. We're going to do some cleaning up on the roof, getting ready for monsoon season apparently. So going to clean up some of the tree stuff off the roof and get it cleaned up. You know what I mean? So Tuesday we got a small little session coming in on Tuesday. Not too big, not too much going on. But the rest of the week we got some cool things, man. I'll talk to you about it later on Wednesday. So get ready for that. So also I wanted to today's topic is what happens when you become an intern or an assistant in a studio. Once you get in, you know what I mean? I got something else. I got something free for y'all at the end. At the end, I'll tell you all about it. But I got some free stuff for you that's going to help y'all get into a studio as an intern or an assistant. Give you a little bit leg up on all the competition that's coming in, trying to get the same position. You know what I mean? So I got some free stuff for you on that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But today's topic is I want to talk about some studio etiquette for interns and assistants. This also can pertain to the artist, the engineer, the producer, everybody involved in the session, basically. This is some cool stuff. And it shouldn't have to be talked about, but it should be common sense. But sometimes, you got to kind of set ground rules and set it up and make sure that everybody's following along. So just going to run through some stuff there for you. So let's get started right away, all right? Let's see where we're at with this stuff. I think I got to go here. There it is. Yeah, I'll just go here. All right, there's a couple of things. First of all, as an intern here in my studio, we give these rules straight up. So everybody's aware and nobody can say, oh, you didn't tell me that, but no, I did tell you that. So, there's certain things, man, like the first one, important, man, be on time. If you're scheduled to be at the studio at a certain time, be on time, even as an artist, especially as an artist. If you book a studio at 10 o'clock, be there a little early, man. Don't show up at 11 and then think that you're not going to pay for that extra hour that the engineer's been sitting there waiting for you. He getting paid. So's the studio, So make sure y'all show up on time. As an intern, definitely make sure you show up on time. If you don't show up on time, it kind of makes you feel like you don't really care, And if you don't really care, why are you wasting time? Somebody else that really does want this position could be in this position. If y'all don't want the position, let me know. We don't need to keep it going if y'all don't want to be here. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want it, get out. Let somebody else in here that really wants this stuff, man. Being an intern in a studio is very prestigious. It's very it's a starting level, man. It's where you start. You should start as an intern and learn how to do stuff in the studio. You know what I mean? You can learn things from the engineer. You can learn things from the studio owner. You can learn things from the other producers that are here and work your way up, man. Work your way up into a assistant position, work your way up into an engineer position, work your way up into a management position. I worked my way up into a manager position, and now I own the place, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is how it works. So you got to start at the bottom and work your way up. But you got to learn the ropes along the way. Okay, and that's why we have internships. That's why we have assistants. That's why we have apprenticeships. That's why we have assistant engineer. That's why we have an engineer, and you got to work your way up through the echelons, So I don't know. The first easiest thing is to be on time. If you're scheduled to be here at 5:30, be here at 5:30. Don't show up at 6:30 and go, oh, well, I didn't know. I thought I put 6:30, but I guess, no, don't do that, man. Be prepared. Understand that this is what you want to do and get it done. You know what I'm saying? So, be prepared to work. Also be prepared to work. You might even be asked to be a runner. Sometimes the client might need you to run out and pick up some food, or run out and pick up something else, or they might need some guitar strings, and we got to send you out to the guitar center to pick some stuff up. You never know. As an intern or an assistant, you might be asked to go pick stuff up. So be prepared. Have gas in your car and be ready to go. They're normally going to pay for your gas. They're not going to make you go spend your own money to go pick up their stuff. They're not going to do that. We make sure that our interns, if they do go out and be runners, that they get their gas money covered. So and look, this is a very touchy subject, and I've had to have this conversation with a couple of y'all. It's the fact of wearing cologne, aftershave, things like that, perfume in the studio. It's kind of frowned upon because usually you're locked in a small room with a group of other people, and if you offend someone with your scent, then it could possibly destroy the session and not make it work as good. So, kind of be neutral in the smell department. Don't be the other extreme either, where you haven't washed in a couple of days and you're a little funky. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is a tough conversation to have with some people, and with anybody really. You can't, you can't really just go to people and go, bro, you stink. You got to fix it. Or bro, you got too much cologne, man. You really got to go shower that off and get rid of that. So, it's kind of a difficult conversation to have, but just keep it neutral. Some people are more sensitive to smells than others, and some people like the cologne, some people like the perfume, some people don't. So what you should do is just keep it neutral. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing too. Another thing you should do or never do is give your opinion. Don't say, hey man, you should play your guitar a different way. You should try playing the note like this or whatever. Dude, don't give the guitar player notes. He knows what he's doing. It's his session. It's his song. He knows what he wants to do. Just don't offer up any opinion unless somebody asks you directly. If somebody asks you directly, hey, what do you think? You can give your opinion, okay? Usually don't try to hurt somebody's feelings, but, if they're looking for the truth, you should give them the truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't disturb the artist. They're nice enough to let you sit in their session. Don't go hang out with them and, try to be friends with them and, bother them. Just don't bother them. You know what I mean? If they want to hang out with you, they can hang out with you. Just don't bug them. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask them questions. Don't give opinions, that kind of thing. Again, there's that. You know what I mean? Listen, here's another thing, man. If you're the engineer, sometimes this is a fine line. You really have to find your place when you're dealing with this kind of thing. Sometimes there's a producer involved. The producer's job is to tell the artist, hey, let's try singing it like this, or hey, let's try playing it like this. Hey, let's try doing it this way. That's not the role of the engineer. The engineer's role is to basically follow the producer. You know what I mean? But sometimes, if there's no producer involved, then the engineer feels like he can. Sometimes the artist is asking the engineer, hey, did I sing that one right? Did that one feel good? So sometimes the engineer is actually the producer. And sometimes the artist is expecting the engineer to be a producer and to help with the notes and help with the inflections and help with the timing and things like that, But if there's a producer involved, you really should let the producer do that. So as an engineer, just kind of keep it calm. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. Just look at the producer and make sure that you're doing what he wants you to do. Don't step on the producer at all. Try to avoid that. Here's a couple other general rules to live by in a studio. Be respectful, man. Just be respectful. Remember that this is somebody else's studio that you're in. Respect the gear, respect the studio, respect the surroundings, respect the guys, respect the people that work there, respect the owner, respect the engineers. Especially respect the equipment. Dude, don't go putting drinks next to the console, and you don't go putting water next to the console in an open bottle, and eating food over the console, that kind of thing. Don't put your paper plate up on the thing when you're having the barbecue. Just be respectful. You should really, honestly, what y'all should do, and this is just from me to you, you should treat the studio that you're in like you own it. You know what I'm saying? Really treat it like you own it. Really be super respectful of the equipment, super respectful of the environment, super respectful of the space. If you make a mess, clean it up. If you see a piece of paper on the floor next to the trash can, it belongs in the trash can. Put it in the trash can. It's not that difficult. Just treat it like you own it. And you're going to go a lot further than if you disrespect things like that. Okay. Yeah. This should all be just general, common sense. But sometimes you gotta reiterate it. Sometimes you gotta bring it back up. You know what I mean? There's some things that some people may not have been taught properly as children. Whatever. I'm not assuming anything, but I'm just saying that could be it. Who knows? Whatever. Just because you do something in your studio may not be exactly what happens in the other studio that you're in. You might have a studio at home and let's say that you and your homie got a studio together in the garage or something and y'all smoke. You get smoke you smoke in your studio. Totally fine at your place. But if you're as an intern in another studio or even as an artist, always just ask, hey, do y'all allow smoking? Some people don't. Like we personally in this studio don't allow smoking inside the building. And just it's not necessarily going to hurt the equipment. Over years and years and years of being inundated with smoke, it might. Probably not. But, I don't think, even if you're blowing smoke in your console for 50 years, I really don't think it's going to sticky it up that much. But it's the smell, especially with marijuana. There's some studios I've been in and you walk in the front door and you're like, ooh, they smoke weed in this place. You just know that, because that's what it smells like all the time. We here at this studio, we just we kind of don't want that to happen. We deal with children. We deal with, we have all kind of people coming through the studio all the time. And, sometimes there's we've actually had people in here that are allergic to marijuana smoke, believe it or not. And her throat closed up and she couldn't sing, and it was terrible, man. We had to cancel the session just because of that, because somebody smelled like marijuana, so that's all there was. So yeah, just ask, hey, is this a smoking studio? Some studios are. I mean, some studios approve it. Some studios are okay with it, so no big deal. But just ask, be respectful. Again, back to the respectful part, dude, this is something that is one of my pet peeves and really bugs me. Man, don't touch my knobs. Don't touch my console. If I'm out, if I've gone out to get a cup of coffee or I've gone out to get some lunch or something and y'all are in there, and man, don't go in there and mess with my knobs and mess with my faders. And if it's obvious that there's a mix up on my console, look, our consoles, we have two studios here with consoles. They're both analog. They don't control anything. So there's no like recall on them. You know what I mean? There's no moving faders. They don't do all that. And yeah, there's no Vegas mode. Don't ask again. Stop. Y'all know who you are. You know who I'm talking about. So yeah, just don't touch the knobs. All right. Don't touch the faders. Don't touch the knobs. Just try to avoid that. All right. I've had people, I had an overzealous intern one time and I went to lunch and came back and he was so proud of himself, man. He zeroed out my console and hung my tape up on the door like I do when I'm working on mixes and everything. He put everything, I'll put everything back to zero. He took all the buttons off and everything. And then he was so proud of himself. He's like, dude, look what I did, man. I zeroed out your console. I put everything away. I put all the stuff away. I was like, bro, I was in the middle of a mix and I went to lunch. Now I got to start over. Thank you very much. So that's all it was, man. Now it's kind of funny, but at the time it wasn't so funny. Listen, man, if y'all are the artist at the studio and you're allowed to bring some friends in, usually you should ask the owner, ask the manager, ask the engineer, hey, can I invite some friends down? Dude, don't bring a group of people. Don't bring 15 people over here, 30 people over here, and then now it's a party. There's just no more session going on because now it's a party. A couple of people might be okay, but make sure you ask. Again, it's the respect thing, man. Ask the manager, ask the engineer, make sure it's okay that some other people are in the studio with you when you're trying to work. You know what I mean? Look, basic manners, man. Just please and thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just basic manners. Have a little respect for everybody, and everybody have respect for you. Taking phone calls. If the engineer is in there working, he's trying to listen to what's going on in the room, the vocalist is in there trying to sing, you're on the phone sitting right next to the engineer and talking to your homegirl, whatever, you're talking to your girlfriend, it's going to be distracting for everyone. So go outside. If you got to make the phone call, take it outside, please. Okay, again, man, this is simple respect, simple manners, simple, just simple courtesy. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with talking. If you and your friends are in the studio and y'all are talking, the engineer's trying to listen to some critical stuff, and while he's doing a mix or something, man, it's just going to distract him and it's going to make the session last longer, which is, if you're paying by the hour, that one's on you. Again, we're going to talk about that being on time thing, man. Especially, look, we live in Los Angeles. We work in Los Angeles, California. One of the worst traffic areas in the world, I imagine. It takes an hour to get anywhere. 5 or 6 miles. It might take you 45 minutes to an hour to get there. You know what I mean? So if you know it's going to take you an hour to get to the session, leave a little bit early. Don't leave right at the time you're supposed to be at the session because it's going to take you an hour to get there. You're going to be an hour late. That's time that you're paying for that you're not there. If your session starts at 10, dude, the clock starts at 10, the billing starts at 10. So I'd say be there at 10. You know what I'm saying? If you are going to be late, again, man, just courtesy call, reach out, let the engineer know, hey, man, dude, there's a wreck on the 405. I'm sorry. I was trying to get there on time, trying to get there a little early, but there's this accident. It might take me another half hour. That way, the engineer knows that you're going to be a little bit late, and he might be able to work on something else until you get there. You know what I mean? That's going to go a long way with the studio manager and the engineer as far as paying, as far as charging you money. You know what I'm saying? And listen, asking questions is fine. You know what I mean? But don't try to get a coaching session or a mentor session in while you're doing your recording. You know what I mean? Don't ask the engineer to explain what a compressor is and talk about the EQ and how to use it. And, don't do that, man. If you want to learn some stuff, talk to the engineer and say, hey, man, when you got some time, can you and I get together and you can teach me some stuff? That'd be awesome. That's different. When you're in a session and you're working and you're trying to get the mix done, don't bother the engineer with those kind of things. I mean, there's a time and a place for those kind of things. Again, man, simple courtesy, simple mannerisms. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. Then there's the fact that, look, I've got special things that I do. I've got certain microphones I like to use. I've got certain pieces of equipment that I like to use for certain sounds and certain things that I like to do. Listen, I'm more than willing to share my opinions with you. There are some things I do which are my signature sound, and I really don't think I want to give it to you for free. A lot of people come to this studio because we have a certain sound with drums, for instance. And the reason they come here is because we get a certain sound with drums. And there's a certain reason that I get this sound. And I don't want to just give that away. You know what I mean? That's kind of like my secret sauce, if you want to call it that, So don't ask me, definitely don't ask me for a copy of my session. If you do ask for a copy of my session after we get done, I'm going to strip my plugins and send you the session. I'm not giving you my presets for free. That's just some of the secretive stuff, man, that's got to go on, You've got your thing that you do as a producer and as an artist, and I've got my thing I do as an engineer and as a mix guy. So maybe not ask me for my secrets, okay? Another thing you should never ask the producers for is their sample library. Don't go ask, hey, can I have your drum samples? No, you can't. I've spent a lot of time building my library, and why should I just give it to you? No. Don't go ask for a copy of the producer sample library. It's not going to happen, all right? And just, look, if you're in somebody else's studio, you know what I mean? If you're left alone for a minute, say the engineer goes out to go to the bathroom or goes out to get another cup of coffee or something, don't go looking through some drawers and stuff, man, because that don't look good, man. Listen, we've all had things taken that shouldn't have been taken. Some obviously by mistake, but some not by mistake. The items got taken because somebody wanted it. They thought, oh, this guy's got two, I'm just going to take one. Yeah, don't do that. If you want to piss somebody off, if you want to piss off somebody that's got some tools that he uses to make his living, steal those tools. You're going to piss that boy off, I tell you what. And that's not something that should happen. You're only going to do that once. You're probably going to get blacklisted from every studio in town. I have called other studios, and other studios have called me and said, hey, pay attention, look out for this guy, here's his name, here's his number. If you see him come up, don't deal with him because he steals stuff. I almost said something funny, and we would have made this where we had to put explicit language, but I'm gonna try to keep it clean, all right? But look, that angers me, man. That's like if you steal a carpenter's tools, dude, that's the stuff he uses to feed his family. He uses those tools to make his money to feed his kids. And you going to go take that from him because you think you need it? You about to get ass whipping, my brother. You about to get an ass whipping. Don't do it. Just don't do it, okay? We've had things taken, usually by mistake, but sometimes not. And there's a couple of particular people that aren't allowed back here because of that. They just can't come back here because of that. So, and definitely don't steal stuff. Don't get caught stealing stuff, because again, you dealing with sometimes people, again, they have that same opinion that these are my tools, and you're taking my tools. These are the things I use to pay my rent and feed my family with, and you're taking my tools, and so now I don't have tools. You about to get ass whooping. So just be careful, man. There's some people that take that the wrong way, and they don't put up with it. You might get the wrong redneck. You might piss off the wrong redneck at some point. So just maybe avoid that. All right. So that's a big no, man. If look, if you need something, ask me. I might let you borrow it. I might let you use it for a couple of months. I don't know. We don't know. If you need some money, ask me. I might be able to pass you $10 or something so you can get something to eat. If it's that bad for you, let me know, man. We've all been in a place like that where we need some help. But if that's the case, don't go steal a man's tools. Definitely don't go steal a man's tools. That's the wrong thing to do. Just ask. If you need something, ask for it. The worst I'm gonna say is no. So don't worry about it. Taking pictures and video of your session, that's generally okay. But there might be other people in the studio that you have to ask. So just make sure you ask. Ask the engineer, ask the studio manager, hey, is it okay if we take pictures? Okay if we take some video? Normally it's encouraged to take pictures, use social media, and spread the word, man. This is a cool ass studio. This is look at me, I'm in the studio. I'm at ES Audio, bro. I'm having a great time. It's awesome. That's usually encouraged. So but just ask in case there's other people in the studio. We have 3 rooms here. So there might be somebody else in the other room that might go, hey, I really rather not have my picture taken because, I don't know, they think they're famous or something. Who knows? Who knows what that is? But just ask, okay? So anyway, speaking of asking, let me know if y'all got any questions on any of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I've actually got this whole publication. I've also got this another publication that's going to help you guys get into a studio as an intern or an assistant. If you've ever thought about wanting to be an intern or an assistant at a studio near you, wherever you are, man, there's studios wherever you are. Every city, every town, every parish, every county, everybody, the studios everywhere, man. There's 10 studios in this block. Just to let you know where I'm at. I'm right near Burbank, California. There's 10 studios in my block. So there's plenty of room for a lot of interns, all right? I'm going to send y'all a publication that's going to help y'all get into a studio as an intern or an assistant. Just go to lprfreebie.com. That's FREEBIE.com. lprfreebie.com. And you just sign up, you give me your email, and it's going to send you the publication right away, okay? Which is just a simple PDF that's got some stuff that's going to help you, give you some tips and tricks to help you stand out in the crowd of everybody that's trying to get into that one internship at the studio that's by you, So go ahead, lprfreebie.com, get signed up and download that free guide. The free guide's called Getting Your Foot in the Door of Any Studio as an intern or an assistant, okay? And it's tips from me, which actually we get resumes pretty much daily for people wanting to be interns. They just graduated from a school. They just graduated from a program. They just graduated from this thing. Now they're looking for an internship to learn how to work in a studio. Tell you what, man, we get a lot of them, dude, and some of them are horrible. Some of them are good. And those ones that are good, we actually bring in for an interview. We talk to them. Sometimes they turn out to be awesome interns. Sometimes they turn out to be, sometimes you know who you are. Sometimes they turn out to people who've worked here for 8 to 10 years. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, look, I got 2 guys that work for us pretty much full time. Both of those guys came up as interns, and now they still work here. One guy's been here for 11 years. One guy's been here for 8 years. So both those guys were interns at one point, but now they work here. They actually have a key to my front door, which is they're the only 2 other people that have a key to my front door. You know what I'm saying? So that's trust. That is respect, and that's respect both ways. Respect goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all come in here and you try to argue and you try to tell me this and tell me that, that respect's going to fly away and it's not going to come back. So as a studio owner and a studio manager. Look, I've been an intern, and this is where I know that this stuff works. I know how it works. I know how it gets done. I know how to do it. I started out as an intern, and I started out working, as an intern in a studio, and then I did some stuff at home on my laptop, grew into what you see here. This is what it is, and it's taken a long time, and I'm happy. I'm having a good time. I'm really enjoying I'm really enjoying doing this stuff for a living, man. This is amazing. It's not a real job, and some people frown upon the fact that it's not a real job, but you know what? I have so much fun at work. It's crazy. It's nuts. Like today, Sunday, I get to watch football all day while somebody else is working in the studio. I'm going to be watching football. So there we go. There it is. So, hey, man, also go over to lprcommunity.com. That's lprcommunity.com. Sign up, man. Become a member. There's so many advantages to being a member of Learn Pro Recording. It's kind of nuts. There's so much that we give away, so much that we do. Like earlier today, what we did is what I did. There wasn't anybody helping, and it was kind of weird because nobody was helping. But that's fine. I mean, it worked out. What I did is we had a drum session coming in for today. So what I did is I put the cameras up in the room, and I'll be putting this on YouTube later on tonight. For tomorrow, it'll be on there tomorrow. But I put the cameras up in the room, man, and I just set it while I was setting up the drums. I had a microphone on so I could talk to y'all. But you just watched me set up mics. You watched me set up the drums. You watched me set up the mics. You watched me set up the session, record a little bit, get some sounds, make sure that the sounds are working. That's how it works. That's how we do it. This is exactly what we do. And this is just one of those many things that you get as a member. You get access to that stuff live. It was fun live because we had a lot of people asking questions and commenting and stuff like that. Some of the comments, though, come on, man. Y'all got to talk about me like that? I'm just kidding. It was fun, man. We had a really good time. So, yeah, go sign up, man. LPRcommunity.com. There's so much free stuff in there. You're not going to believe it. There's just tons of downloads and tons of stuff. It's constantly growing. Every week I do the podcast here like this. Every week on Wednesday we do a blog post, which usually has something to do with something that's going on in the studio that week. But everybody's going to learn something. Then there's the community. The community is there for us to share and to grow and to ask and to answer and to share templates, share presets, share plugin information, whatever. Dude, there's a site. There's a certain site, I don't know if I could talk about it on the podcast, but there's a site that does they do a free plugin Friday. Every Friday there's a free plugin. Some of these plugins are dope, man. Some of these plugins, my favorite reverb ever in the world was a free plugin from Free Friday Plugin from this other site. I'm gonna put a link to that down here on the in the YouTube. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I'll put a link. Otherwise, I'll just send it out on the regular I'll send it out to I'll blast the email with it. But yeah, y'all should get signed up to that site because it's free. Every Friday you get a free plugin. Some of them suck. Let's be honest. But some of them are really good. Like my favorite reverb. Anyway, so I'm gonna encourage y'all to sign up again. It's only gonna make you better. It's only gonna help you grow. It's only gonna help you become a better freelance audio engineer and producer. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got today. If y'all got any questions, you can reach out to me. It's info@learnprorecording.com. The community is lprcommunity.com. Other than that, we'll see y'all in the community. We'll see y'all. We'll definitely see y'all Wednesday on the blog post. So get ready for that. And one other thing I gotta say, go Saints. We'll see y'all later. Have a great week. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. Be safe. Be happy. Be funny. Keep learning. Keep growing. Do this for your living. Let's make music make you damn money. Come on. All right. We'll see y'all later. We out.